Hey everyone, it's Johnny. I'm your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back to my channel. And today we have, well, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos today, I have a feeling. But for right now, we have a bunch of empties that we're going to go through. I've been trying to worm through these as quickly as possible because as you know, later this week, the Scentsy Club changes are happening. And I'm going to have to make some difficult decisions to my outrageous club. You think, if you've ever seen like Lisa Roberry's Scentsy Club haul, oh man, mine is far more in danger than hers is. Like I was like, oh, I don't have that many. And then somehow it went from having like a reasonable, like maybe $100 every 3 months club that I signed up in January to something unmentionable right now. So, anyways, it's funny how wax sneaks up on you. So I have a bunch of empties. Some of these are ones that are from Bring Back My Bar. Some are just random ones I picked up. Some are not Scentsy at all because I don't just warm Scentsy, because I just like home fragrance, whatever that means. So let's dive right in because you probably are already bored with my prattling. Sorry, I'm still drinking my coffee. Side note, this is a shaker bottle, I know. Really, really classy this morning. But there are these really cool cold brew, they're like K-cup pods, but it's from like this brand called Java House or something. I found it on Amazon. But I love cold brew coffee. I don't like spending $1 million on it. And there are these little concentrate pods that are single serving that you can just mix with 8 ounces of water and whatever else, and they're delicious. It has nothing to do with wax, but if you like cold brew, they're really good on Amazon. And they also come in like a big container, and it's my jam lately. So let me take a sip of this, and then we'll focus, I promise. Oh, it's so good. Okay. All right, so first comes, we have Farmer's Market. This is a fresh carrot, cucumber, something or another smell, green smell from Scentsy. It's retiring for the fall and winter. I like it. It's really interesting. At first I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a green flower shop, sort of, just the green note of it, not like a floral note. And it is, but there was a moment when I was warming this where I felt like, I don't know, because the room was just a little bit like room temperature, I don't know, warm rather than freezing cold from my air conditioner, but it smelled like, it has kind of like that, you go to a hotel pool, like not quite a chlorine smell to it, but you get that kind of like I'm at a pool, sort of like the vapors that come from the pool that are not necessarily chlorine scented, but it's just like that humid, dewy sort of scent. I don't know how to describe it. That sounds really bizarre because it's not supposed to smell like that. But there was a point where I smelled the fresh cucumber, carroty green, and then there was also like the random pool vibe. And it might also just be because I have been craving finding a swimming pool or any body of water other than a shower lately, but I don't know. It's not something that I need to have in my life all the time, but it was nice and refreshing. That was a lot on that. I finally got my hands on a bar of Strawberry Rose, which everyone and their mother has been raving about, which is, as you might suspect, strawberries and rose put together. It was really light. So I have like a couple things about this. I'm not a huge fruity scents person. And for whatever reason, strawberry is very difficult to make non-artificial smelling. And this to me does not smell like an authentic strawberry. It smells almost like a candied strawberry, like one of those fancy hard candy strawberries. It's not terrible, but it's like, I don't really like the candy smells. And then the rose, I honestly didn't really smell it. So I can see where people were like, oh, I was really worried about the rose smell, and then, oh, there wasn't really a rose smell. There really isn't a rose smell. Not that I'm aware of. It's mostly like a faint candy strawberry smell. Not my jam, but I know a lot of people really enjoy this, so congrats. If you have this and you love it, not for me. All right. However, Southern Evening I got through the bar of this. I had so many mixed feelings warming this, like, the first time. Like, there's, like, a weird sort of woody burnt note. It comes out as, like, a burnt note to me on cold, but then when you warm it, then you get the woodsy sandalwood or whatever type of wood note is in there with the lavender. It's really good. And the last, I think, 2 cubes or 3 I had of this, I actually mixed it. And I'm starting to mix things. You guys should be so proud. I mixed it with my last 2 cubes of the next one that I finished, which is Hemingway. Oh, wow. Southern Evening and Hemingway together, like the woodsiness of both of them kind of really intermingle well. And then you get that lavender sort of herbal floral note kind of thing going on, perfumey cologne note. And then you get like the apple part of the Hemingway kind of just meshes together and makes this like delicious scent. And I was huffing it all yesterday like a crazy person in my room. So these two, try these together for kicks and giggles, right? But anyways, I really like this. This is in my club. It's gonna stay there. I was actually on the fence about this Hemingway one, and then I warmed these together, and now that we're heading into fall, this is like an ideal fall scent on its own, and with that blend, some problems. So this is, I guess, gonna be in my club for a while. Thanks, I'm not gonna have a bank account anymore. All right, I got through the Juicy Apple Raspberry from the Mix It collection. This is nice. You do get the apple. It kind of gets overwhelmed by just sweet raspberry, in my opinion. The raspberries are just a little tad bit too sweet for me, and I'm like, well, what were you expecting? Raspberry is not tart particularly, and it's not exactly what I'd call a salty fruit. So, yeah, it's just, I'd rather have Johnny Appleseed or just a fresh apple smell. I think the sweetness of it by the end was just starting to kill me a little bit. So this is going out of my club. It was nice. I'm glad I got to try it. I'm sure it would be great for mixing, but not something I need. Next, we have Route 66. This is from the Bring Back My Bar. I can't get enough of this, although the last time I warmed it, I feel like it disappeared into like a background scent, and I don't know if I was just really nose blind that day or what, because there were a couple other scents that were just not smelling like it. So maybe I was congested. Maybe it was my allergies. But I love this, and this is staying in my club. It's a fresh, zesty, it's almost like a body wash kind of, without like the aquatic note. It's like Rustic Lodge. I think I've said it before. It's like Rustic Lodge, but this is like the spring summer version of Rustic Lodge, where, you know, you're out in the meadows and outside and doing things, and yeah, it's really good. Okay. Then what else do I have? I got through my Beach Daisy. I love this scent. As of right now, I can't live without this scent. It is this really great, it's like walking at the beach in the morning. Like you get the fresh daisy scent. You get the like oceany, airy vibe of it, I guess. And it's light, but it's not so subtle that you don't know it's there. I'm obsessed with this one, weirdly. And I'm not like a uber floral person, but this one is really good. So if you got to try it, great. If it's in your club, fantastic. If it's not, or it's not for you, that's cool too. All right, next, I have a bunch of testers. Where do I start? I was like, I'm gonna warm through a bunch of these testers before they retire so I can decide if I want them in my club. So I got through Be My Honey. It's honey. It's not bad. It's not something that I need in my life all the time. It lasts a really long time. I was surprised, for like, these testers don't usually survive the whole day, even though they're like about a cube of wax. And I don't know if it's just because of how they're poured versus a bar or something. They don't tend to have the longevity of the bars overall. Like if you just saw a cube from a bar. But this one performed really well. And you could definitely smell it. I had it in, I usually warm the little testers in my bathroom because it's big enough to get an idea if the scent will carry, but also not so big that if it's a lighter scent or since it's such a tiny sample, you won't smell it. So anyways, it's a very nice honey scent. I don't love it, but I do like it. It's nice. But it's going away. So if you like it, put it in your club real fast. I got through a tester of Aloha Citrus. And I don't know what I was expecting with this, but it didn't check any of the boxes that I wanted. And it, for me at least, it futzed out real fast. It was like, hi, I'm here, goodbye. Like, it was like, aloha, aloha. And then that was it. And I think there was like citrus in there. And yeah, it just, there's something about it. I don't know. It's, I'm assuming it's supposed to be like a fruity, citrus, floral, maybe. I don't remember. Didn't do a whole lot for me. All right, Pina Colada Cha-Cha. I really like this. I'm not a huge pineapple scent warmer, mainly because more often than not, pineapple tends to be a little too artificial when it's in fragrance form versus, you know, a fresh pineapple that you slice into. But I do love coconut in most forms. Which is really strange because growing up I hated coconut. I hated eating it. I hated the smell of it. I don't know when I decided that coconut became like the best thing since sliced bread. But this is really good. You definitely get the coconutty, it smells like a pina colada. It's more, I think, on the coconutty side than the pineapple side, which I prefer, and it does last forever. And this is strong. Like, this little tester overtook the bathroom and like was wafting into the next room over, and I was like, all right, cool. So right now this is in my club. I may just get another bar or two of it and then call it a day. Again, if this is like a pure coconut, like coconutty milk creamy smell, I would be more raving about it, but it's good. I got through a tester of Southern Sweet Tea. This thing is strong. And it kind of reminds me like a more tangy, citrusy version of McDonald's sweet tea, which sounds really terrible. But it's sweet. It does smell like tea. Yeah, it's like a lemony, zesty sort of smell to it. It's not really, like, I don't mind it, but I don't think I would go out of my way to warm it, and I don't necessarily need more bars of it. So, and that's coming from someone who likes drinking tea a lot. I don't need my house to smell like it. But it's good. So if you like a zesty Lipton sweet tea, McDonald's sweet tea scent, you might like that. Got through tester of Poppy Fields. This was not in the catalog. It's just like a random tester I had lying around. And it's very powdery. I was a little bit disappointed on how powdery it was, because my grandmother used to have her driveway lined with these beautiful poppies that would bloom every spring, summer, or whatever. And they weren't particularly fragrant overall, because I don't think poppies are specifically like a very aromatic, something like a hyacinth or a lilac would be. But this is very powdery. It was almost too much. Like, I questioned whether or not I wanted to pull this out of the warmer, but it was in the bathroom, so the powdery note was a little bit more tolerable, maybe because psychologically my brain was like, the bathroom gets powdery, even though I don't really ever use powder. But I wouldn't be a reach purchase. Not for me. All right, then I did, so I learned in my pineapple adventures, because there's another one I didn't finish yet that I'll put in the next batch of this stuff. I learned that my roommate doesn't like pineapple scents warming in the house, and usually he's pretty like, whatever, dude, make it smell good. Did not approve of the pineapple I put out there. So in order to clean that up, I took a tester of Clothesline and Clean Breeze and put them in our like main common area, kitchen, living room, dining room areas. And this clean house, this like wafted everywhere. If you've never tried Clothesline or Clean Breeze and you need something to cut through any odor, anything, anywhere, anyhow, get like, even just like a little tester of this was like overtaking the entire apartment. And I had other scents going in other rooms, and it was just like everything was a hint of Clothesline or everything was a hint of Clean Breeze, and you're just like, but they work. They're not my favorite scents. I don't have a desire to ever put them in my club because I'm not obsessed with laundry scents in that, you know, capacity. But if you need something to cut through odors or whatever else, these will definitely do it. You won't smell yourself thinking, if that even makes sense. All right. And then I did a couple more samples. Let's see, what did I have? Let's do this one. I did Pineapple Pucker. It's just pineapple. It's more authentic than the Summer Collection's Pineapple and Fuego, but there's still an artificial tinge to it, and it's kind of one-dimensional for me. Like, it doesn't last very long either. I don't know. It's pineapple, but it was forgettable, so not for me. Tropic Tango, another one that's just not for me. It's very, I think this is mango and something else. Bunch of tropical fruits. It smells nice. It smells like it should. It doesn't do anything for me. It didn't last very long for me either. Again, though, this is a tester, so, you know, your mileage may vary if you buy a bar of it. And then I did some mixing. I finally tried a tester of Churro Churro and was pleasantly surprised at the performance of the tester of Churro Churro. And I didn't have a tester of apple butter frosting that I wanted to warm with this, so I just used apple cherry strudel. Similar to Lisa Robert's infamous apple butter frosting and Churro Churro combo, which I will eventually try. This is really good together. I felt that because this is like bakery, doughy, sweet sugar, whatever smell, and then this is fruity but like a really big pastry component. What ended up happening was that the pastry bakery components of the two of these meshed and overtook the fragrance, and at least with the testers that I was using, the apple and cherry notes kind of like disappeared and became really subtle in the background, and it was just like this slightly sweet pastry extravaganza, and it was delicious, and it lasted for a long time. And I was pleasantly surprised by it. I will definitely try Churro Churro with the frosting ones. I have hazelnut frosting. I have apple butter frosting coming in, I think, in an order. So I'll try those all together because the frosting ones, for whatever reason, just like overpower the world. So they will probably smell really good with these. Anyways, this is also a pretty good combo. Try it, you may like it. All right, the last few things are not Scentsy, so if you have no interest in them, you can kind of peace out. I got through some more of my DeeDee Darcy David, what is it called? Hobby Lobby wax melts. And I still have like a very strong sad panda face for this brand. So I tried Honeysuckle Bouquet. It's really light, just on cold sniff, I remember. And then I put a couple cubes in, couldn't smell it. Put a couple more cubes in, still couldn't smell it. Ended up putting the whole bar in, still could barely smell it. Like maybe there was like a subtle hint of it if I walked by. So this was a huge wah, 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 which is kind of disappointing because the notes, honeysuckle, jasmine, and rose, wouldn't lead you to believe this is like something that was impossible to smell. But apparently that is. So that was a disappointment. DeeDee's Raindrop, which is Lotus Blossom, Water Mist, and Dewy Moss. This reminded me of a soapier version of Scentsy's Lotus Cove, which is, if it ever comes back, or if you have any bars of it, please let me know. Tell me, I will buy them from you. I love that scent. It's an older, aquatic-y sort of scent. But this one is like similar, but very soapy. Like almost to the point where it was too much soapiness. And so I was a little bit bummed with that, and so I was trying to double check. Yeah, I was a little bit like, eh. So I don't know if I get it again, but it wasn't bad. It just didn't quite go as far as I wanted it to. All right, DeeDee's Floral Blossoms. This is like Floral Tangerine, or I'm sorry, Florals, Grapefruit, and Musk. It's kind of like if you took, what is it called? Be Fabulous. Added a floral and took out like a majority of the strength of the citrus. It's like this really dopey, weak floral scent with a very muted citrus grapefruit scent. It had the potential to be something really good, and it just flopped. And it wasn't bad smelling particularly or pungent or anything like that, but it was just like, you know, like how, like, I don't know, you get you go and get like a Coca-Cola or a Pepsi or whatever you prefer to drink for soda, and they load it up with ice, and you're like, oh sweet. So when you first get it, you get this really ice cold blast of soda, and then like if you don't drink it right away, all of a sudden the ice starts melting and your drink becomes this soggy, watered down, kind of disappointing soda pop. That's kind of what this was, that disappointing soda pop version of whatever it was trying to be. But it did last through the day, so I'll give it that. It had some staying power. DeeDee's Waterlily and Bergamot. Oh god, don't ever warm this. Don't do it. It just smells to me like this, like an ashtray or like cigarette smoke. Or burnt limes or lemon peels. It was just something, the bergamot mixed with the lily maybe? I don't know, just didn't do, it was a bad decision. Bad decision. I don't know who enjoys this, but it's not me. Maybe if you... Oh. Yeah, and the worst part about this is this thing was so strong. I think I want to say I put 2 cubes in our main living areas, and it was just overwhelming. And I'm not actually sure how I got through this entire thing, to be very honest. I'm not sure if I just threw out the rest of the wax. But, oh no. This was something that you do not. It was like, how can I take burned and citrus and powder and put them all together in a horrible combination? But again, that's my nose. So if you like this, go on doing you. This is not a thing for me. All right. Yeah, DeeDee's and I'm really trying. There is one in here from them that I'm like, well, actually 2 that I was really pleased with. Elegant Pearl. This is opulent florals and spice. This is strong. This is not my cup of tea. This, I am convinced, is the smell that is Hobby Lobby. Because Michael's has that more like apple cinnamon-y craft store, like kind of like Scentsy's Welcome Home. This is more of like a sweet floral spice. And I feel like every Hobby Lobby I've been in smells just like this. Like when it started warming, I was transported to Hobby Lobby. It was a little creepy. Yeah, it's not something that I want my house to smell like ever again, but it definitely invoked the memory of what, well, not an Elegant Pearl, but definitely of inside a Hobby Lobby. So if you like what a florally craft store might smell like as opposed to like a spicy craft store, this might be your thing. But it's definitely... But it performs well. Oh man, it was strong. And it goes on and on and on and on to the point where I was like, okay, I need to check out now. I'm at the counter. I've been in the store too long. All right. DeeDee's Italian Linen. This is a beautiful scent. Oh, it's so beautiful. But it's not very strong. That's my only thing. It was really light. Even in my bathroom where it was a more contained, smaller area, it was still really light. Side note though, this does not play well with sea salt and avocado, because I had a sea salt and avocado fragrance flower in the bathroom at the time that I warmed it in there, and it created this really unpleasant, like, vomit-inducing smell. So, do not warm this at the same time that you have sea salt and avocado of any sort in that room, because that was so much no. But once I took that flower out of there, then it was like, I remember why I like this. So this was good, but it was really light. So DeeDee's has one so far that I really like. And they actually have a second one. This one I'm actually finishing up today. This is their Sage Teak Wood, warm sage and aged wood. I'm not a huge sage person. I find that I can sometimes tolerate it, but oftentimes it's just a weird scent to me. But I love teak wood. This is mostly teak wood with undertones of sage, and I think that's why I love it so much. It's super strong. It lasts all day, although when it is done, it just disappears. Kind of like pistachio ice cream. It's gone. Like, it's like, all right, I've had a good run today, and bye. But I like this. I would buy this again. I would maybe not warm it all the time because it is quite strong and quite teak wood. But I enjoyed it. So, DeeDee's, you have two that I'm really, really enjoying. I think there was another one that I liked from the other feedback that was like similar to Lotus Cove too. There's a couple that I like that. All right, and then the last little things I did, I warmed through some candles that I had melted down into wax melts. So, fun little thing, if you find fragrances in wax form in candles that you enjoy but do not want to burn, you can do like a double boil situation on your stovetop and on low heat and let the candle wax melt, and then re-pour it into clamshells and then use them as wax cubes. Or if you don't care about that and don't want to get super fancy, you can actually just break the container holding the glass candle or plop it out and chunk it up and throw it into your wax warmers. So I did that with some of my candles. This is Sand and Fog's Forest. It smells really delicious. It smells like you're in a woodsy forest. I guess it's not delicious then, but it's definitely a great smell. It's more of a fall scent, I would say, but after smelling so many pineapples and soaps and aqua things and this and that and the other, I was like, I need something a little bit like get me out of the fruit land. And then this is Colonial Candles Manly Indulgences Mojave Suede. It was another candle. I love the scent on the candle in the wax. It doesn't throw well. It didn't throw well in candle form from what I remember, and it didn't throw any better in wax form. It's just really light, and it's just disappointing. It's like I wanted to like it, and I couldn't do it. So anyways, those are all of my empties. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to go finish my cold brew. If you need any Scentsy, I'll drop my link below in the description box, and feel free to send me emails with questions or comments. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like this video. If you do, please press the like button and consider subscribing. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and it does help me out. So have a great day and look forward to some more videos soon. Bye.